know what that means. Um, let's just jump in, okay? I was on the couch. It's 11 p.m. I've been waiting all really week. I tuned into the YouTube live stream, and out comes my girl, Miss Cox. And I love when the girls, and girls, gender neutral always. I love when the girls give the people what they want. They give them what they came for. Artists, when they put on shows, and this is, I guess technically everybody didn't come for the same thing, so that's kind of where it gets tricky, right? But I said, oh, she's giving the girls what we came for. It starts with this very dramatic situation happening on the screens. I said, okay, we're here. And then I see this lady come out in this gigantic, like, what's, I'm going to give it to her, this gigantic dress, right? She's all the way up, very, very high. This long dress situation is happening. I said, oh, we're so back. But again, as I said in my previous video, I've never been like a monster for real like that. So, but again, it's like we're so in, okay, but we're back. And so that was, sorry, I'm gonna pull up the set list. She started off just cunt. I said, okay, we got a black bob, perfect. We got on this crazy dress. We're doing the faces. We're ready. Okay. And then she starts with, I'm pretty sure she started with Bloody Mary. And I said, okay, she really is here to give the girls what they want. Okay. Because I know from Gaga herself, I guess Bloody Mary's doing this thing on the TikTok. So I said, okay, we're starting with jams. And then immediately after we get Abracadabra. And so I'm like, I'm floored. I'm so excited. But also, there's tech issues. Okay, her mic is going in and out. I'm like, you can't really hear her, and then it just goes out. And then I'm pissed for her sake, because it's like, girly, like, you rehearse and rehearse and rehearse and rehearse and rehearse and rehearse and rehearse, for such a big production that she like put on. And for something like that, that's out of your control to happen, and you just kind of have to carry on, is so annoying to me. And it's not like it's not like she's on tour. She's at Coachella. It's tough to kind of like stop and then, bring the beat in. So my girl just kept on going. But I said, you know what? Microphone. She said one thing about me. Actually, she did say herself. The microphone is on. The mic is on. The mic is on. Okay. And that's the beauty of tech. She was saying, well, girly, like, it was silent. And Gaga said, girl, if it's not my voice, then you won't be hearing it. So I love that. She was a trooper. I love that they gave her a microphone. I was like getting upset. I'm like, can somebody get up there and hand her a new headset? What are we going to do? But they handed my girlie a microphone, and she worked it with the microphone, hitting the choreo, hitting the ad-libs, hitting the vocals. Like, she sounded good. She looked great. She was dancing great for her. You know what I mean? Like, Gaga dances well, obviously. It's a unique style, if you will. Maybe it's not unique. Maybe it is unique, but maybe it's like some technical style I don't know of. But it works for her. And I think, like, what I kind of got from all this is like it was like watching a theater kid with the budget. It's like if you gave a theater kid the entire budget, like, how much money you want, girl? Do what you need to do. And that's what Gaga did, and I loved it. Like, it was very, like, inclusive. Like, it felt like I was watching, like, a play, and she was, like, the lead, but not, like, the only character, Like, the dancers, the band, they all felt very much a part of the show. Like, obviously, she's, the lead, but they all had, like, they were all in character. They all had moments to shine. It was just really cool to see. And it just felt like very, like, even when she was talking about, she was like, I hope you enjoy our show, blah, blah, blah. Like, it just felt very, like, inclusive of the people on the stage. So I really enjoyed that. The production was very high quality. I like the sets. I like how she just commits. Like, this is the first, like, Gaga set, like, I've ever seen. Like, I've never seen her live. Like, like, I've never seen, like, a tour or like a festival. Like, I've only seen, like, award show performances. Um, so this is my first time seeing like a set of hers, and it was really good. And I really, um, I was so excited because she was giving the girls what they want. Like she went from Bloody Mary to Abracadabra to Judas to Shiza. I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "Oh, we're being mean today." I said, we're giving the girls what they came for, and I really appreciated it because sometimes people don't do that. I'm like, I'm not here for no shade, but I don't want to hear shallow. I don't need you and I don't need any of that. Um, love that that's an option, but oh, my dog fell asleep. Oh, she's so cute. She's got personal ASMR. She just fell right on to sleep. She didn't have a Benadryl because she has. Anyway, um, so yeah, we got Judas, Shiza, and then Garden of Eden, which all my jams. And then next thing I know, first of all, that catwalk, God, and everybody was working it. They stumped down. It gave me very much like Beyonce, kind of like Beachella slash Homecoming. I mean, but like many live shows have them, but just like a long catwalk, and Gaga's was long, and the girls used it. Like I love when they use it as part of the stage and not like a connection from one stage to another. You know what I mean? Like the catwalk serves as a significant part of the stage, and the girls were working it. Oh my God! Then they were on that little chessboard playing chess, that poker face. That was kind. And then next thing I know, they killed White Gaga, and then they grabbed her body and carried her on down. And I said, "Oh, this is sickening." And then I also was like, "Okay, so what?" I'm like, "They're gonna," because I was like, when I saw the Gaga in white, I was like, "She's gonna find some way to like she's going to become her." And I said, "But we're on live, like this is live, so like what are they gonna do?" But I like the way they did it. It was they carried the body back and then cut away, and then they set it up. Next thing I know, she was a skeleton and doing Perfect Celebrity. She sounded great. The microphone was headsets. Like I see why Beyonce doesn't use them, because they really are annoying, and like I don't know. I guess maybe unless you like tape it or something. I don't know why the technology is not there. Maybe it is. Maybe not in America. I don't know what's happening. Because a lot of times the microphone sounded far from her face unless she was like physically holding it close to her mouth. And I was like, that's annoying, especially because during Perfect Celebrity, because my girlie said, "Listen, I'm committed. I'm in this sandbox in hell, and dream hell, I guess. And my hand is down here, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not moving it to move this mic." And so I'm just sitting there, okay, turning the volume up while she's down there singing it, and she's giving it the face. She's just giving performance, like she's performing like she has something to lose, and I loved it. And then she goes into Disease, which is my song, "Screaming for Me, Baby." I love how even in this like this cemetery grave pit thing, they're still doing choreo. Like everybody was just it was just tens. And then she goes into Paparazzi, which I thought was iconic. I do wonder how the differently abled community feels. Is it kind of like My Culture's Not Your Costume type tease? Because between the cane and the walking support she had during Paparazzi, which again she had that in the video, but that was a different time. But like I'm like, is this problematic? But also Gaga herself, is differently abled, I guess, but that doesn't make it like all inclusive, So I don't know. I just thought like, ooh, I don't know if we can like if making that part of the performance is like empowering or if it's like girly. But Paparazzi, I love the song, so that was fun. I did not appreciate. So this is when I'm like, okay, so we're not giving the girls what we want. Like I thought maybe we're giving the girls what they want the whole time, but then she did this slow down piano ballad version of Paparazzi. She sounded great, but I thought the category was dance. So. But this is the dream Gaga. She's in her death dream, and it's very much slowed down. So okay, I guess Alejandra was fun. I love that song. And then we get into and then things start to slip for me, and it's like, God damn it, this is always my, it's always my thing with the Gogs. I'm like, I'm always having a great time, and then it's like, oh, so let me get to the beast, which I don't like. I think it worked well for the performance. Like she sounded good. It was fun. It was nice and like dramatic. Fun is the wrong strong word. I mean, the wrong word. First of all, let me slow down my talking. Oh my God, calm down. My heart is racing a mile a minute, so is my mouth. Okay, sorry. The beast. It was effective for where it was in the performance. You know, because she didn't want that lady to come, the lady in red, to come and get her again. And it was nice for what it was, but again, I don't like that song, so I don't really care for that performance. Yeah, the transition part of it was cool, like maybe just as a transition, but I was like, I didn't need this. And then after that, we go to Killa. I'm like, okay, we're just doing all the songs that I don't like at once. But what I've realized is Killa is incredible live. Like, I loved it when she did it on SNL, and I loved it when she did it at Coachella. Like, they were both, like, it's really energetic, it's fun, it's lively, she sounds good, she looks good, it's just fun and full of energy. It's very, like, funk, you know? And I love it. I love the transformation she does when she performs it. The drummer was out there killing it. Like, it was just fun. I loved it. So I was like, okay, I'm back, girlie, I'm back. Also back to the beast really quickly. It reminds me of Michael Jackson. And then after Killa, we have Zombie Boy, which is a song I do love. I loved that. They were dancing with the skeletons, and they were like dancing down with those skeletons. And I said, oh, this is fun. And she was giving kind of like, you know, a vibe. I loved it. And then I said, okay, so we're really done with me, because we go from that to Die with a Smile, which I didn't want to hear, but I get it. So I'm thinking at least Bruno's coming out, but he's not. And I'm like, okay. Like, she had no guest during this, which I was like, okay, that's interesting, because usually people do, you know. But Gaga said, girlie, it's just me tonight. It's two me's. You get the lady in red, and you get the other version of me, but there's no other guest. I don't know where. I'm like, Bruno, what's he doing? Is he in Vegas still? He's got nothing to do. Like, Glinda, I understand. She's busy. She's booked. She's got things going on. Blackpink, I don't know what they're up to, but they got stuff going on, maybe. I know Beyonce's rehearsing for tour. Okay. I'm like, no, I don't know. I wasn't disappointed or let down. I was just confusion, especially doing Die with a Smile, and then not bring him out felt like a letdown for some. Not for me, because it made the performance of it shorter, so I was grateful. But I was wondering where, like, oh, is she going to bring somebody else out? Maybe an Elton. Maybe, like I said, maybe Glinda wants to come out for a little bit, and they could do Rain on Me. But no. And that's fine. And then she does How Bad Do You Want Me? Hate it. But I get it. I think it's very much like if you're at H&M, you know? If you are, you know, like white and young, you know? If you are like, even at a Zara, you know? Bitch, maybe you're at Gentai Funk, you know? Like, I get it. I'm not going to listen to it personally on my own, but I get it. And she made it very like poppy and very like anthemic, so that was fun. And then she did Shadow of a Man, and I said, oh my God, like, you hate me. Just after I just earlier was saying, oh, she's giving the girls what the girls want, but I'm like, okay, maybe she's not. She says, How Bad Do You Want Me? So I'm like, okay, let me Shadow of a Man. And so I'm like, okay, I hate the song. I hate it. I liked that. I liked the, like, theme of it, I guess, and like the outfits, and like maybe I need to listen to the lyrics of the song, because it kind of sounds like, you know, like, long story short, misogyny is bad, which I'm always down for. So I'm like, if that's the case, let me listen to it, because I love a little, you know, I love to stick it to the man. So if that's what it's giving, then maybe I'll enjoy it more. But I don't like that song, so I was like, dive with a smile. How bad do you want me? Shut off my man. I said you hate me, and then she does Born This Way, and again Born This Way. Like I talked about in the last video. I don't love the song, but I get it. You know, it's poppy. It's a big hit, so obviously she's gonna do it. So I said I love that for them, but I loved first of all the way she like teased it, like okay we get it girly, and then like she teased it, and then she goes maybe or maybe I was just born this way, and it was like we got it, we knew what you were doing before you got there, you didn't have to hit it on the nose, but it was fine, it was cute. And she did that, and it was fun to watch because I like during the show. There were a lot of like black people and a lot of like black men, and I thought like how just iconic it was for her to like give people the opportunity to just like fulfill their dreams on such a main stage. There's so many people, young, boys and girls or non-binary, but a lot of the young boys, especially black, and I'm sure other races and ethnicities and things, but like that just get like you saying you like Lady Gaga already. What are you doing? Whoa. You saying you want to dance already? What are you doing? Whoa. You mean not dance like Usher, but you want to dance like that? Okay. Now you want to dance with Lady Gaga or to Lady Gaga? Like, for some people, dancing to Lady Gaga would get you a whooping, which is crazy, right? Like, dancing to certain types of music back in the day, maybe still today, I don't know, but like that's, because of homophobia, like that's the reason people would get like beat. And so it was amazing to see like all of these people who, I don't know if that's their journey, but like if it was, like hopefully it felt not worth it, because it's never worth to be abused, but you know what I mean, like maybe hopefully they felt like they were glad they didn't give up. And for people who were like at home watching, or maybe sneaking and watching, hopefully it was like a guiding light, like damn, okay, I can do this. So I thought that was really cool. I loved that, and they were fucking it up. And I loved that, it had a ballroom essence to it. But anyway, back to Born This Way. So anyway, I was feeling that way, and then Born This Way came on, and I said, this is cute. It's very inclusive. Gaga's for the people, and I love that. And if you're watching this, like the set, you probably feel like seen in some sort of way. So I loved it. I said, go ahead and play your song, girl. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to bob along, and y'all better strut. And then I'm like, because we gotten this far, and she did like poker face in that earlier. So I'm saying, okay, so we must be closing with Bad Romance. We have to be closing with Bad Romance. Because then she does Born This Way. I'm like, well, we're not going to end it here, even though she's giving ending vibes. And then she goes and does Shallow. And I said, I thought I was safe. I was so close. I'm like, girlie, we're toward the end. I know it. And I thought I had made it. And here we go. Now we're at the piano. Now we're in the deep end. Still in 2025. But I'm going to let people have that. It's a gigantic hit. Fine. I did think that we were going to be able to get through the show without a sit down at the piano moment. But that was foolish of me. I just thought, okay, she's coming out, hitting, bow, bow, bow. But no, she took a minute and did her piano songs, and that's lovely. It's her show. I'm a spectator, and I'm sure people there want to scream Shallow along with her. That's fun. So I was like, okay, there we have that. And then she finally, because I'm like, well, girl, if we're here at this piano, this is a perfect opportunity. And then she did Vanish Into You, and I said, now, Gaga, bitch, now we're back. Now we're back to give the girls what they want. And then she picks it up, because it starts off, ballady, and then she picks it up, and now we're moving, now we're great. I said, yes. And so that was excellent. I loved it. I love Vanish Into You. It's my song. I think the performance was great. And I just it really made me want to go to like the show and like sing it at the top of my lungs. Um, so that was great. And then um, she was like, leaving. I'm like, well, she has not done Bad Romance yet, so I know this is not the end. Um, I got nervous when she was doing. Like I got nervous during Born This Way, and then again during Shallow. Like, oh my God, is this the end? But there's no way she's not gonna do Bad Romance. There's been too many like throughout the whole show, the Bad Romance girly. So, um, so she goes like off stage, and it's obviously an encore. And I like that they didn't even pretend like it wasn't going to be an encore. Like they kept the lights on. And she didn't do a whole like goodbye, thank you so much. Like it wasn't all that. Like the girls knew, and then the camera took about 75 minutes just going around through the crowd and showing people's faces, and they were hype and stuff, and that was cute. And the girls had their paws up and everything, and I said I love this for them. This is very like, it's very like if you're in the community, like it's like really our main girl is here, the queen is here, she's getting us what we need, paws are up, like I can only imagine. So that was fun. And then finally we hear the iconic notes, and she does out of Bad Romance, sorry. And she eats it up, and she eats it up, and guess what else she does? She eats it down. Vocals, choreography, mood, face, loved it. Everything that I needed, everything that I wanted, and it felt, again, it wrapped it around to like, she's giving the girls what they want. And then I got really grateful all over again, like, she's back, like, she knows this is what the girls want. She knows we want to end with Bad Romance. She knows that we want just a big bang to end the show with. So I thought that was great. She did excellent. I loved it, and I left on a high, which at that point it's like it's almost 1 a.m. So I'm like, okay, like let's wrap this up. So that was fun. And then and I like that they were doing like I love the way that they did like what I call the live credits, like the dancers kind of like they did their bows, and then they pointed to like the band members, and then Gaga came back out and like did like a little round and like give everybody like hand, like kind of like a team, like when you go around the team and like touch everybody's hand, and then her little bow, and then they clapped for the audience, which I thought was really cute and nice. And then she went to a little walkway and stood there for about 60 seconds and then left. And I said, this is interesting. There were a lot of long pauses after performances, and I was wondering like if that was literally for them to get a chance to catch their breath, like if she really just wanted to like stop for a little bit and breathe. And if that's the case, go for it, girl. Good for you. But yeah. Oh, and what was it? Born This Way. What song was it when she was? Or was it Vanish Into You? When she was down, like when she was going through, like the crowd and like, touching people's hands and taking selfies and signing things. I thought that was cute. I felt like it's like awkward for like those who like didn't get the attention that they were like begging for, but I hope that they were like grateful enough to just be that close. Also like I get being on the phone, I guess, but if like they're that close, especially here at Coachella, like girl, you see all these damn cameras. This is going to be on YouTube. You'll be able to find it later. You might be on Netflix, who knows? So I thought that was interesting. I'm not interested. I thought it was like really, really fun and cool, but I did feel kind of like awkward or sad for those who like didn't get maybe the recognition that they wanted, but I hope they were still grateful for it because it was still fun. Also, really random side note, notice how like during Die With A Smile, the camera quality all of a sudden 4K, 1,000,000p resolution. I'm like, okay, what? I was confused. I'm like, I'm like they brought out the Super HD for like the big hit. I don't know. It was strange. Like maybe this is going to end up on YouTube. Because then I saw today that Benson Boone and Coachella had posted his like Bohemian Rhapsody moment. So I'm like, okay, maybe the girls up the refresh rate or the up the resolution for whatever they're about to put on the YouTube. So, but I thought the camera work was good. I thought the staging was great. I thought the costumes were excellent. Oh my God, that's what it was when she came out for Bad Romance on that, like, not the gurney, but you know, like the thing she was laying on, and she came up and she had those damn like long ass paw thing situations going on. I said, yes, this is her. And it's also interesting because, like, obviously the whole thing is like a tug on like which side of her does she, you know, identify with the most. Like, is she like like I feel like she's running from the Lady in Red, but the Lady in Red seems to be the girl who's giving us the hits. The Lady in Red is the one who's doing Abracadabra and Judas and Shiza and Born This Way and Poker Face, whereas the Lady in White, Vanish Into You, not Vanish Into You, sorry, because that's my song. How bad do you want me? You know, Shadow of a Man. Maybe not Shadow of a Man, because I think by then it was the Red Lady. But so I'm like, So I felt like should I feel guilty for enjoying the Lady in Red more? Like, is that the one she doesn't want to be? But then she's also saying she's both, you know. They're inextricable. But the Lady in Red, that's my girl. That must be her Sasha Fierce. And that's who I come to see. No shade. So yeah, I felt like that was kind of interesting. And like said, I'm like, there's a freaking gnat. Problems with having plants. I was like, is this like not a cry for help, but like this is very vulnerable. So that was, what was I saying? The gnat really got me off topic. Point is, she came out with those little long ass paw things and kept them on for the whole performance. And I said, now this, we are so back. She opened up ridiculous. She ended ridiculous. I loved it. The whole thing was really ridiculous, but when she was down at that piano talking like in her normal voice and had on just a cute little outfit, and like laughing and talking about her mic issues and everything, I said, okay, this is cute. This is like Stephanie, you know. Gaga still, because they're one. But I love when the face goes crazy and we got on these random white long ass fingers, and we're screaming rah rah ah, ah. Oh, she's a lunatic, and I love it. I love that everybody on that stage was committed to the performance, that they were giving it. They're like, bitch, guess what? We're all crazy. And I love that. Everybody was crazy. Everybody was intentional. Did she really have background singers? I don't recall seeing them, actually. We had the band was great, the guitarists, the bassists, the drummers, that little piano keyboard man with that 360 keyboard. It was excellent. So yeah, I've rambled long enough. 10 out of 10. Thanks, Gogs. I do want to watch Megan on Sunday, so I'll probably tune into that. I left it a little bit of Benson Boone yesterday. I like Mr. Benson. You know, he was born in 2000s, so it feels like none of my business. But I only know of him because like I saw him at the Grammys, and then I saw him at Coachella, like on the stream. And when I saw him at the Grammys, I was like, okay, who's this little man in this little jumpsuit? This very tight jumpsuit. I said, this is fun. He's doing flips and stuff. He's singing really loudly. He's very like theatrical. And it's like, okay, he doesn't really, like, he's a showman, which I thought was really cool. So then, like, well, let me see what he's about to do at Coachella. And I tuned in for a little bit. And again, showmanship. Like, his voice is really good. He's very energetic. I like that he always wears his cute little costumes. It's just like adorable. It's like, good for you. Good for you. You're out here singing your songs. The songs, I don't think they're necessarily for me, but the performances are for me. I like those performances. I I like the energy. I like the presence. I like that he wears costumes, you know, and they're like actual costumes. Like he was like he was wearing like a drum majorette costume or something. Like it was just not a majorette, obviously, but and you know, he likes to be a little tight. He likes to be a little hot boy, and that's okay. He's grown. Um, I wanted to watch Missy Elliott, but I was too. This was embarrassing. But Southern Charm, I had to figure. It was a season 3 finale, and I just had to finish it. So, on that note, thank you, Gaga. Thank you, Indio. And I'm about to go outside. Thank you for listening. Let me know how you like the Gaga, and if there's anybody else I should check out. I did not watch Weekend 1 because I was on a plane, but Weekend 2. So I was not sure if Weekend 2 was a repeat of Weekend 1 or if it was like actual Weekend 2. But I learned that it was indeed Weekend 2, which means he didn't have the mic issues Weekend 1, which is good. So, yeah. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you watched it, if you did not watch it, hopefully, it's streaming somewhere eventually. Maybe Gaga or Coachella or somebody might put it up someday. And if not, girl, go to the tour, I guess. And until next time, also let me know what else you would like to hear. There's so much Bravo I need to catch up on, as in catch up with y'all on. We gotta talk about Karen being in the pen. We gotta talk about Atlanta not being that great, looking very forced, I should say. I started watching Southern Charm, so we could talk about that. Beverly Hills, kind of a snooze fest. We could talk about that. So let me know. Now, finally, bye.